Hi Scorpio, this is your July 2018 reading. 3 card Major Arcana reading towards me, more than likely with some clarifying cards, and then 1 from the Swords, 1 from the Wands, 1 from the Pentacles, and 1 from the Cups. So, one last shuffle, one last cut. Let's see what we get for you, lovely Scorpio. Okay, the Tower in reverse. Always an enigmatic card, that one. The Magician and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, whether that's significant that it's in the reverse or not remains to be seen, because who is to say whether a wheel is the right way up or not? Okay. Right. Enigma. This is enigmatic. I mean, the Magician is in and of himself enigmatic. It's the primal power of manifestation. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest, Scorpio, this is my second run at your reading. I just tried to do it and it was so confusing, or I found it so confusing. I was just so confused. I was just absolutely flummoxed. So I just had to abandon it and reshuffle, and I went for a walk around the garden, and I've come back and I'm trying again, and I'm back in the same place. But it's okay. Yeah. What I'm getting here is a real push-pull between what is in your power and what is not in your power. And that's kind of what I was getting, like major black, white, up, down, good, bad, night, day, this, that sort of duality in the last one. And I'm getting it again here. Well, in your previous, my previous attempt to do this reading for you, Scorpio. Because, the Tower in reverse, this position, the first card in a 3-card reading, is what you bring to the reading, where you see things as being. Card number 3 is the kind of the deeper, impersonal, or the deeper, unmediated by your own interpretation, your own opinions, reality of things. So, I mean, there is a little bit more clarity here, because, I mean, both of these cards, the Tower and the Wheel, are... they're about things being out of your hands. I mean, with the Tower, it was in your hands to build this tower, but then this bolt from the blue comes from the outside and just smashes it all to pieces, and you've got to start again. So the main feature of this card is the force, the external force majeure that means you have to reassess everything. And this card also, the Wheel of Fortune, in the upright or in the reverse, as it is here, is about force majeure. Just the random stuff of life and how it affects us. And I guess it's about how we kind of process and manage the factor of the random inside us. And this card in the middle here is about management. It's about management of sort of primal forces, or the awareness that one has the capacity to manipulate forces to one's own advantage. And why not? We all do that every day. Every time we turn on a tap or a faucet to get a glass of water, we're manipulating an outside force to our own advantage. There's nothing wrong with it. It's when it's in the reverse that it gets a bit like, uh-oh. But yeah, what I'm seeing here is an internal conflict about what is in your hands and what is not in your hands. And with the Tower in reverse, sometimes I see this as a disaster averted, or the big bad thing that could have happened but didn't. Sometimes I see it as something from the past that did kind of come and knock down your castle, and you've had to start again. But what I'm seeing here now is, I've got to say, is a wish. What this is about is the conflict. Thank God this is clearer, but it's the same sort of theme as my previous attempt. It's an internal conflict inside you about what you want to be able to control and what you want to be able to put down to outside forces. And in many, many ways, the story of our lives is about our own sense of agency or lack thereof. I remember somebody who I knew very well, who became a widow, and very, very quickly she put the family house up for sale. The house she had lived in with her husband, and brought the children up and everything. She put it on the market almost straight away. And everybody was saying to her, don't do it, don't do it. You've just had a bereavement, you've just come out of this very long and, admittedly rather difficult marriage. Don't do it. Just let the dust settle. And she said, I have to. And the fact was, she didn't have to. She wanted to. That's what I'm saying this is about. How far do you see your power of control represented here by the magician as extending? And how at home are you with knowing how powerful you are? And how much easier is it possibly to sort of look at your life and say, well, I didn't do any of that. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't get married. I didn't have children. I didn't do this. I didn't take that job. I didn't move house. I didn't do any of that. It's not my fault. None of it is my fault. That's what I'm seeing here. That's the theme I'm getting for this month for you, Scorpio. It's about this push-pull inside about wanting to be in control and disliking the feeling of being out of control. And we all dislike that most of the time. But then also having this wish to be able to say, I'm not responsible. It was luck. It was random. It was bad luck. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I see this as dealing with this month. So I'm going to get more on the fulcrum card, because this is the veil card. This is things, what is kind of blocking your vision. It's at the same time, it's what you can't see and what is stopping you seeing what is in front of you. And there's a subtle difference between those two things. I'm going to get some more on this. Okay, moon in reverse. Wow. Now, the moon, the craziest thing about the moon, I've always thought, because you've got the two mad dogs, but mad dogs do go a bit bonkers at full moon. But it's the presence of this lobster. Like, what's this crustacean doing here? I've done a bit of research, done a bit of digging, and the lobster is incredibly long-lived. It's secretive, and it lives alone at the bottom of the ocean. And it can live for a lobster can live for up to 100 years. So for me, this is about the emergence, and here it seems to be placed onto a mirror. The emergence and the self-reflection in the moonlight of what is hidden and buried inside us. Wow, this is a pokey month. I mean, this is, I think, said to be like your card, Scorpio, but here it's in the reverse. So that doesn't really help me, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of digging, a lot of the sense that you're digging around a lot inside your own psyche to sort of try and work out what's going on, and what you can control and what you can't control, and what you want to control, and whether you want to be in charge of your own destiny or not. I'm going to get one here. Sometimes it's so much easier to say, it wasn't me. Oh dear, I'm getting in deeper here. Okay, lack of contentment, anxiety. It's an anxious month. And lack of sort of meeting of minds and a kind of settling down in the self of what's what, because no matter what shape things are, if we can accept things as they are, like really accept the truth of things as they are, there is a peace in that, there is contentment in that. It's when we struggle against the facts. This is what the Buddhists say, the source of all suffering is the refusal or the inability to engage with reality with a capital R. And this, I really do believe, Scorpio, is about your own sense of agency and how comfortable or uncomfortable you are with that. For the time being, I'm going to pull one of each of the minors, and then if we've got time, and if it's necessary, I'll pull a crowner. But anyway, here we go. Here's a sword. 8 of swords. My God, who would have thought? This is a sense of being trapped, but it's only the sense of being trapped. There are big gaps in the swords, and that rope could be shaken off. One little shimmy, and that rope is gone. This is believing that you are trapped. I do have to say, though, I mean, they all say that, but I mean, who tied her up? How did she get tied up like that? It's a bit like that spy, that British spy who was found sort of chopped up in a sports bag, and they tried to say that he put himself there. Very weird. Or not chopped up, just kind of all folded up in a sports bag. Very, very strange. So who put her there? But anyway, she could very quickly get out. It's a sense of being trapped. Okay, but 4, I think. I know it was Sagittarius last month who had this. 4 of Wands here. So kind of establishment, the household, the happy establishment of structure in the world, worldly structure. How on earth is that fitting in? Is this just a kind of a distant dream, or is this some kind of illusion, some kind of happy ever after thing that is going in your mind, that if you can't have that, then nothing else is kind of worth anything? Is this a sort of rose tinted spectacles? Let's push on. Okay, three of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. Now we've got someone, I think it must be a stonemason, or possibly a stonemason, up on the bench here, and he's receiving instruction from these 2 people. We've got the monk here, who is clearly connected to the church, and they're kind of telling him what to carve out. And this looks like a kind of rich benefactor, possibly, working in conjunction with the spiritual force of the monk, telling the workman what to carve out. There really is a process of trying to work out what shape things are for you, Scorpio, this month. Wow, but the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Good God, it is so contradictory. Right. I've got to say, I am a bit stumped by this. But how long have I got? Okay, I'm going to pull a crowner, because I really do see huge veering from one thing to another, and at the core of it is about your sense of agency. Oh, right. Well, the World. Excellent. In the upright as well. Well, whatever you're struggling with inside yourself, and I do think it's about that, it's about how comfortable you feel with the fact that you are semi-divine and are able to manifest something out of nothing. And in the previous reading, this was the Empress, but then it was all like topsy-turvy after that. But whatever, this is going to come all right. It is going to come all right, but there's going to be a lot of toing and froing inside yourself, and some tears. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Tune in for another reading. Cheers. Bye bye.